Welcome to the AGF podcast. I'm Brandon Quick, host of today's show and co-owner of the American Grappling Federation. First, I'd like to thank our sponsors, BJJ Tees and Just Roll. For the best industry apparel, check them out at any AGF tournament or at their social media outlets, handle at BJJ Tees, hashtag Just Roll. Shout out to Nick Mitri and the crew. Also, we have Tanita Scales, never miss weight, by going to tanita.com. That's TANITA.com. The official scales of the NCAA Wrestling Championships and the American Grappling Federation. Next, we have EZ Flex Mats. Check them out at ezflexmats.com for the premier mats for your home, gym, gymnastics, wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, martial arts. You can do anything on these mats. Yoga, for your home or for your gym. Check them out at ezflexmats.com. AGF people, we are here in San Antonio with my man Diego.
What's up, Brandon? How you doing?
Hello. We are a Brazilian top team in San Antonio. Just a little introduction for Diego. I've known Diego for quite a few years now, and Brazilian top team in San Antonio has made a great impact on the area and competition scene, from MMA to Jiu-Jitsu. I'll give my honest opinion, Diego. I think that you're underrated. I think that you're very good. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of titles, but some people don't know about you. You know, a lot of people do. I do actually, because you're my weight class and age. How old are you?
I'm 37. So
Yeah, I'm 38. So I've watched you for many years. Always respected your jiu-jitsu. Have come here to train before, but I think you deserve more popularity. I think you're really good.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I think the point, I've been focused a lot to help my students to get there. So I'm not focused on myself anymore. I'm still competing, but so my priority now is to make my students. And even if I've been competing for it's gonna compete for 14 years competing as a black belt, and I'm not the guy gonna brag about myself, talk, oh, I did that, I do that. I try to if you wanna see how good you are, come over training, you're gonna compete, and I'm not like the guy who talk too much.
I tried making a picture flyer. You saw the little flyer as AGF podcast, and I could tell that you don't like doing that because there's no just pictures of you. There's no selfies. There's no just pictures of Diego. It's always with somebody else, and so I think that you're humble.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think I grew up like that. I take a picture of the moment, not a picture of myself. But if I have a picture of myself, so on the moment it's good, I'll take it. But not just just take a selfie, put my face on there. It's not anything like that.
And so we were just talking earlier. Behind you guys, there's an acai booth here, so officially the best gym in Texas, right?
Acai, Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, striking, full lifting gym, so one-stop shop.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen, check out the YouTube video. I did a little walkthrough of this place, and you guys can check it out if you're ever visiting San Antonio, and you could just see the inside. And so you won Nogi Worlds 3 times?
Yeah, so I won on the Master Division. I won the Nogi Worlds 3 times straight. So
in a row,
yeah.
Oh,
so
you're on a tear.
17, 18.
16, 17, 18. Cool.
Yeah, last year on the 19, I got a third.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
One match away from first.
Yes. Yeah. Lost by just decision.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about how you started. Where obviously we can tell by your accent you're from Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about how you started. Just your story a little bit.
It's funny. I thought I didn't have accent, but.
Your English is really, really good, but you still got an accent.
Yeah, so I started training like I was 15 years old back in 1998 in Brazil. Mm-hmm. And been training since then. So with my coach Ricardo Marques from Brazilian Top Team Juiz de Fora, it's my hometown. He's still there. So I went to from white to black belt with him.
That's who Bernardo Faria came with, right?
Yeah, Bernardo training with us too. So for all his belts. So he started over there he was a little boy, 12 years old. I don't know. When he started, I think I was purple belt already. and they went white to black with under my coach Ricardo. Is the one in the picture there.
And I mentioned that because I came here before and we were doing over/under pass. I don't know if you remember that. And you showed me a sleeve push counter.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I train with Bernardo."
I have to do some. Yeah, I have to do something to stop his pass, but didn't work.
Yeah.
On him.
So Ricardo Marx is probably not too popular in the States, but
yeah, it's not popular in the States. He don't come here as much. Maybe like for the Worlds to the tournaments with the student, but on my hometown, he has a huge gym, a lot of students, and then a lot of good guys like world levels. So we have like Bernardo came from him as until his black belt. After that, he moved to Fábio Gurgel in São Paulo. So we have Leonardo Cascão. He's in Canada now on BTT, but he's already he won the World Pro in Abu Dhabi. He got 2 times a second place on the World's black belt. He lost to Cobrinha, and then lost another year I forget the guy from Lloyd Irving. So they made the final featherweight. So
yeah,
and a bunch of other guys been training there. So a lot of good guys.
And how old were you when you started?
I was 15.
15.
Yes.
Cool. And you start competing right away?
I only started competing when I was a blue belt. So my first year was a white belt. I didn't compete at all. I was doing just, I was a kid, just having fun training, and then didn't have as many tournaments back in the day, especially in my hometown. They might have like once a year, sometimes not even there. Once I got my blue belt, I decided I want to test myself. I always liked the adrenaline, always being involved with sports since I was like 5 years old, and I like to compete. Everything I was doing, like soccer, everything, like I always like to compete, all the games. And then Jiu-Jitsu wasn't different. So once I got my blue belt, I said, okay, I'm gonna start competing. I started traveling to Rio like every weekend to go to compete there because they have more tournaments. And I did there all the belts, all my life training.
Nice.
Until like 2007 when the Worlds moved to California. Before they were in Rio. So and then I started coming to California every year. So
you moved there?
No, I started coming to compete.
Compete,
yeah,
okay.
So I was coming like since 2007. I was coming every year to California just to compete, maybe 2-3 times per year, just go back in Brazil and Rio.
Hands and Worlds and stuff, yeah.
But yeah, so I got and then I trained until like starting 1998. So in 2006 I got my black belt. It's gonna complete 14 years now. So September I got my 4th stripe.
Yeah, that's
14
awesome.
years competing as a black belt. I did experience as an MMA as well. So in 2007, I have a professional fight in Brazil. I won my fight, but after that, like I was about to keep fighting MMA, and then I was going to fight in Los Angeles in 2009, and they just canceled the show. And then I got kind of like a little frustrated in MMA at the time because I came all the way from Brazil, did my training camp here, and then like 2 weeks before, they canceled the show.
Yeah.
And like I pay everything out of my pocket.
Oh yeah.
So after that I say, man, I'm gonna stick with Jiu-Jitsu, and then that's what I like to do. And luckily, like doing good.
BTT has an MMA part to it for sure, right? Like guys like to fight MMA. Is that a big part of this school, or is it mainly Jiu-Jitsu?
Well, when BTT first started, like of course, like the base was Jiu-Jitsu. All the guys from BTT was like world champion black belt Jiu-Jitsu.
Started by Murilo Bustamante.
Murilo.
We know who he is, but some of the people who don't know who he is, Murilo is a coral belt now. I think he got within the last 6 months to a year, right? He got his coral belt.
Yeah, he got his coral belt last year.
Yeah.
He got it last summer.
But he was UFC champ?
He's the UFC champ. Actually, his first a Brazilian won the belt on his division.
Oh really? Oh nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so Murilo's like
he's the world Jiu-Jitsu champion. He's a UFC champion. He was the Pride champion back in Japan.
He's a bad man with gray hair, right? So some of the youngsters might not know him, but Murilo Bustamante, especially if you're 30, 35 and over, we all know who he is.
Oh yeah, well for sure he's a legend of the sport. He did everything to prove the Jiu-Jitsu. He always defended the Jiu-Jitsu flag. Even when the MMA started, he was the one fighting to represent Jiu-Jitsu back in the day, back in the 80s, 90s when they started MMA in Rio, getting the Vale Tudo started very popular. So guys fighting bare hands and
Vale Tudo is Portuguese for everything goes for you guys that don't know.
So.
Bare knuckles. Sometimes we're just a regular cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no pads.
So Murilo was the one who was starting there and representing jiu-jitsu, and they make the jiu-jitsu get popular back in the day.
How did you make the transition from Brazil to America?
Well, like I was already came in here to United States very often. So, like I say, in 2007 I came once to do the world, and then started connect to networks, and then making friends. And then 2008 I started came twice, and then I was already getting the people calling me, sending me mail to come over to do seminar, teaching class a couple of times. And every time I came, I stayed a little longer. Until 2010, remember, I stayed 5 months straight just competing. And I was teaching all over, so I was spent some time in Oregon, Boston, Miami, New York. 2010 actually was the time I was competing. It was the first time I won my first Panams. I won the Panams no gi on the adult division back in 2010. And it was the time I was more time here.
That was the Budo videos days.
Huh?
Budo videos.
Yes. Yeah, even I got a picture there. I think it was the Budo video, took this picture right there in the Panams 2010.
Even the Nogi pan, I got silver there as a brown belt. And actually I think it was 2010, something like that.
Yeah.
I got annihilated by a Renzo Gracie instructor guy in the finals. But I like going there. I like the experience of going to New York and competing and stuff, and traveling around and competing. That was your main thing. Did you always want to be a world champion? Was that something you were striving for?
Well, the true always try to reach the max I could. I never I think about I want to be the champion of my town. I never thought about that. I say, okay, if I want to be good, so I have to be a state champion, I have to be a national champion, and I have to be a world champion. So, and that's my goal, always to know everything I can prepare to compete in the worlds. I never thought that's enough, I'm good in this. So, and that's some even if everything I already won as a tournament, I'm not satisfied. I always want to do more.
Yeah.
And for sure I have to split this time because I've never been a full-time athlete. I always have I have to work, I have to study. I did my bachelor in Brazil, so I graduated in business administration, and also I graduated in marketing. So I did both together, and it was everything at the same time. So I graduated in both schools in 2008, and in 2006 when I got my black belt, that's mean in 2007 I was training a lot.
Yeah.
And then I still have to study, and they already has my school in Brazil teaching. So I always try to do everything. Sometimes my day will start 5 a.m. and finish 11 p.m. straight.
Yeah.
Training, studying, working. I remember just getting home and get 3 bags of ice, lay on my body and lay down for my mom came to my room and said, "Don't talk to me for an hour."
Yeah. Just let the ice melt.
Yeah, it was tough, but it was good. I enjoy every moment I did. I would do everything again.
So did somebody eventually just invite you to come teach here?
Yes, and then ended up in 2011. So I've been in Long Beach with my friend Marcelo Perdomo. So I was teaching a lot in his school, training with him, learning from him as well. He's been in the United States for a long time, one of the oldest BTTs in the United States. And then one of his students have a friend who want to open up a gym in Dallas, in Plano.
Oh yeah.
So, and then he invited me to be the head coach there, and then was out of blue. I was just came to compete. I was teaching a couple of classes, and then it's nearby the Worlds in June 2011. And then he asked me, "You want to move to Dallas?" I said, "Hold on, when?" I said, "Next week." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, you would be interested." And then I think over a day, I say, "Okay, I'll do it, but cannot be next week. I have to go back in Brazil. Let everybody knows I'm leaving, so I still have my school over there, pack my stuff and came over." So, and then I ended up going in September. I went back to California, wait to build the gym. And in November, you moving to Plano, and then ended up opening in January 2012, back in Plano, Dallas.
That's where Leonardo teaches now, yeah?
And then after I moved to San Antonio in 2014, I brought Leonardo, but he ended up moving his gym to Richardson.
Richardson, okay.
So you're not
yeah.
playing anymore. So you don't have the BT team playing anymore.
Yeah.
So he moved everybody to the Richardson location, and he's really good and he's doing good. He just opened up a second location in Irving.
Yeah.
So he got 2 BTTs there in the Dallas area.
I watch his jiu-jitsu too. He's good too.
Oh yeah, he's been
Good
killing.
spider guard,
yeah.
good everything, yeah.
He's been killing, competing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
think he was like not scored on for a year or something, right?
Yeah, or something like that. He's been like
Yeah, he put some
winning,
crazy
like,
stat out
yeah.
there and I was like, oh damn.
He's been, yeah, I think last year he won like all the opens at AGF stuff.
Yeah. He's done a lot of fight to win pros,
Yeah.
he's done a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, he is under my coach as well, Ricardo. So we've been training together since I was a kid. So
Yeah.
and that's when I brought him in 2014 and moved to here. Was Marcelo Salazar was here before, and then he moved over to Jacksonville and he opened the BTT over there in Jacksonville. And then the same time I moved to here, I brought my Rui, my student. He's in Austin, so he opened up the gym there, and then he's doing good as well.
Yeah.
So always.
Who is from your school in Brazil?
Yes, who's
Oh,
from my
cool.
school from Brazil.
And is Leonardo?
Leonardo, yes, he's training with me under my coach Ricardo.
Oh, okay.
So Rui was with my coach as well until his brown belt, and then as a brown, he had to move, and then he started training with me. So he got his black belt under me, myself.
Yeah.
I brought him like right away to was my first choice. My first option was to say, come over, let's do it.
Yeah.
So we've been working together. So he's doing really good.
It's
Yeah.
something that I think that's not talked about too often, but I think is really cool. I kind of experienced it in the military, but people don't realize like how you guys know each other in a different country, you know?
Yeah.
And you move across the world and you're like, come on, you know, and you end up knowing someone from Rio Minas Gerais is where you're from, right? And then they come over and now you live a life in a different country, but you're still friends and still
Still,
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's probably like you've been friends for like 20 years.
Yeah, for sure, for
You know,
sure.
like,
and a
and
lot
you
of people they don't realize the desire. Like I've been around Bruno Bastos a lot. You know Bruno.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I was around Bruno, Marcio Andre and Isaki Behance were juveniles. And this is just an example. Bruno always bringing in Brazilian kids and adults too, but you know, always trying to give people a better opportunity.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
of those guys are from Bangu and Rio, you know, and so they have bad life, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of, I've been to Brazil and people in America who haven't been to a third world country, they have no idea. They're clueless as to how some of just the way of life, the money, the food, all that. Right now it's $1 for 5 reais.
Yes.
You know, like
It's crazy.
it's getting nuts, yeah. And so people don't understand the struggle over there. So for me as an American and having a lot of Brazilian friends, I think it's really cool to see Brazilians make it to the US and then turn around and they start bringing family and friends. They're like, come on, they try and find jobs. They sometimes live together and
Yeah.
everything. It's very cool to see. You know?
Yeah. So my point, I think part of what we're doing good here is like, you know, on my mind is as a teamwork. You know, I cannot be by myself, try to, you know, carry everybody, everything. So I gotta help somebody to grow, and then we're gonna grow together. So I always think about that. So and then I try to bring my students, I try to bring my friends. So and then everyone who abroad, they already have his own gym. He's already doing good, you know, like, and they help the team grow. And like I have like students probably all over now in the United States as well. So I have a student in Oregon, Charlotte. They have their own gym, Austin, Dallas, you know, like
That's
Houston.
Do you guys ever do like a annual training or come together at one time?
Yeah, so now we start like 2 years ago. You've been doing this in Texas already because we got a lot of affiliations here in the Brazilian top team. And I've been doing I was doing here in the gym, so it's bring all the affiliation Texas training together. But so like starting like 2 years ago, we started doing the World Camp in BTT. And the first year was in Florida, so we got like all the coaches from all the BTTs around the world came over. So you have like 30 black belts training together same day, like for a whole week.
Yeah,
And then
that's good training.
last year was in Rio, was a Murilo graduation.
Yeah, yeah.
Like his
Promotion,
belt,
yeah.
his belt promotion was on the BTT camp in Rio last
Oh,
year.
okay.
And that was crazy. You know, you see like you have like a red belt training in the mat.
Yeah.
And it was like
I've never rolled a red belt.
Yeah.
Coral belt, yes, but not a red belt yet.
Yeah, but just to have these guys on the mats, like you see like the energy these guys have, like, that's crazy.
It's not over for us yet. When you look at them, right? We're like, we can still do this when we're older.
Like it's true, because like when you don't see, you say, okay, like it's a red belt, but is it true? Like they really exist?
Yeah, I know.
And then
right?
you see on the mat with the gi, and still like teaching. That's pretty cool. Like a lot of coral belts and red belts was there. Like they like couldn't even count how many black belts, but
yeah,
it was normal.
Good for him, really. That was a good celebration. Then.
Yeah, it was a really, really nice celebration. This year supposed to have a camp, but because of this COVID stuff, so I have to postpone everything. But you try to do every year now the BT World Camp. So that's what I'm trying to connect everybody.
Cool. And you guys gonna hold that here?
So this year supposed to be in Boston, but you don't know yet how it's gonna be. You might do in the end of the year. Still doing there, but most likely next year will be here in Texas. You're not sure yet, so.
So you guys are rotating it right now, huh?
Yes, we're gonna every year going somewhere different affiliation.
That's cool. That's cool.
So we're gonna try to do. You're gonna try to go the whole world. So
Yeah.
like last year in Rio, have all the guys came like from between England, between Australia, Canada, United States. Everybody got together. And
Nice.
it's a party, like.
I need to hit you up when I do
Yeah, for
AGF Europe. Like, tell your BTT guys I'm coming.
For sure, for sure.
Where's that? Where you have it? UK? Is that what you said?
On the
Europe?
yeah, they have in the England.
England, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Lots of stuff going on in England right now. A lot of
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, MMA.
you have in Austria. Austria doing good too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's awesome.
And
And so you got a couple little kids, right? 3-year-old.
yes, I got a 3-year-old girl, Bella, and she just got a brother, so like 3 weeks old.
Congratulations. What's his name?
George.
George.
Yes.
You went with the classic American names, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Bella.
Bella is
Bella's
kind
not quite
of
universal.
Italian.
Yeah, Italian. Yeah. What is mom American or is she Brazilian?
She's Brazilian too.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Brazil. Or
She's
you met
from
her?
Brazil. Yeah, I met her here in San Antonio. Yeah.
Do you hang out with a group of Brazilians in San Antonio?
Not much. Some, yeah. I have like few Brazilian friends here, but
Yeah.
most of my friends like are my students in the gym. Like
Yeah, I know. Right. Yeah, me too.
I like hang out in the gym all day. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I get here like 5 a.m. and I leave at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I just moved from Dallas to Florida,
Yeah.
and it was real hard to leave that gym up there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's a lot of black belts, friends, people I've known for 13 years.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like, but
even my vacations is to go to a place where they have a gym, so I can meet a friend and train, and
yeah,
that's my vacation.
yeah,
And sometimes my wife say, "Okay, now I'm gonna take a vacation, but no jiu-jitsu."
yeah.
I say, well,
I've been told that before.
It's not
too.
a vacation.
Yeah, it's not a vacation. It's a different gym.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I've done that before too, or had that. We're just going on vacation this time. I'm like, okay, but we need to stop in Houston and see my friends. That's awesome.
And it's funny because like every time I say I'm going somewhere, and then if I tell them somebody, they start like, okay, you're gonna be here, you can set up a seminar, and then I look to her, she say, no, don't do it, just a vacation. I say, okay,
But
okay,
it
let's
pays,
do it.
it pays for the whole vacation, though, right?
So you just like 3 hours in the gym, like shit. And then I'm not doing it, but
One time I had I went with my lady to Cancun, and you know Jeremy Mahon from Houston, he runs the War Training Center. Anyways, he's from Houston, and he's affiliated with Studio 76 guys, Gaucho and Jimenez guys. But we were going to Cancun, me and my lady, and I was like, but we can have a layover in Houston. They offer me a seminar at Jeremy's, and then I can fly to Cancun, and the whole thing's paid for. She's like, I was like, I'll do it. So I schedule it during our layover. We got 6 hours. I won't technically do jiu-jitsu in Cancun. She's like, whatever, fine. So you make the money, and it's what we do though. I mean, if you have the opportunity.
yeah,
the
I
ladies are
try
used
to set up there sometime. My wife like hate the idea because I say you're gonna stop in Miami for 8 hours. We're going to the gym, they go back. Say no.
Yeah.
Okay.
How often do you go back to Brazil?
I normally go once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you take a bunch of students with you, or you just go to see your family?
And normally I just go to see my family, so and then I have my students there, so I do like a little seminar with them, go train with my coach, go train with Master Murillo as well. But I try to spend more time with my family, so my mom and
Yeah.
my brother and sister. So
It'd be cool to do a big like vacation, like take a bunch of people,
yeah,
you know, and show them that.
yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Like last year, like was trying to take care like the guys from the Rio, but I couldn't take a lot of guys to go. But next year, like I'm trying to go on the. I'll see if they clear out to go right now in December. So I might take some guys to go there.
Yeah.
I did a couple of times. Some guys going, not a lot, but so I'll try to take more.
Jiu-Jitsu is really progressing in America, even in Europe, all over, Australia, everywhere, but especially in America. What do you think the difference in the training and maybe it's mentality, maybe it's people, what do you think is the difference between Brazil and US when it comes to Jiu-Jitsu?
With point you mean like as a competition or training or?
Training in general, training and just, I mean, because obviously Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know, Brazil and long time before that, Japan, but a lot of good Brazilian grapplers, a lot of Brazilians that train Jiu-Jitsu. But in the States, guys are starting to get better, but I hear stories about, I take 4 or 5 classes a day, you know, like I train many times. But in America, we typically have 1, maybe 2 night classes, maybe a day class. You know, I don't think we have the opportunity to train as much and have as many classes sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. Because like even here I have a class all day, you know, I have a class at 6 a.m., I have a class at 11, 4 p.m., 5, 6, 7. So if you want to train 5 times per day, you can do it.
Okay.
But you got to do something else, you know, you got to work.
Yeah.
And then I think right here is more like business, you know, like over there, like people train a lot, they're having fun. But here is more entertainment. You know, the guys came here, most of the people came here, some want to be a fighter, but most of them want to know, just have like his workout and learn his self-defense. And it's a kind of, the culture is different because the age they train here is different the age they train in Brazil. Like I started here, I was 15-year-old when I started. At that age here in the United States, it's really hard to have somebody train at their age because they're going to school. Like they pretty much, if they don't want to be a fighter, they're going to stop training at 16. They want to come back like 25, 27.
Right. They get a car, they get a girlfriend.
Yeah, and they pretty much stop between like 16 to 25-year-old. They stop training. So they start real young here, which back in the day, the Brazil wasn't like that. So you never have a class like 4 years old in Brazil. Now they started doing because they start here. But they train like 4 years old, they go all the way up to 15. 15, they go, okay, high school, college, stuff like that. They stop. And they only came back as a 25 after like graduate, settle down, you know, got married. They'll say, oh, now
train again.
I getting fat, I want to go back to train. So that's why like the Brazil still have a lot of do division because they start training 15, 16 and they keep training. So they got the black belt at 23, 24-year-old.
Yeah.
And the here you train like start training 25, so you're gonna get a black belt or a master.
Yeah.
You know, that's why the master division as a business grow a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
You know that and then as you see, like all the master division, most of the guys American winning because they have more Americans training.
It's also true. It's also in America.
Yeah, no, it's also in America, but
it's huge.
But the world's adult is in America, and most of the black belts are Brazilian winning.
But
you know what I mean?
Worlds, you have blue belts trying to make a GoFundMe campaign, and they don't want to do anything in life but jiu-jitsu. That's the adult worlds.
Yeah.
Masters worlds, we all want to go have a good weekend in Vegas. We all got the money.
It's different. Exactly.
Yeah, the finances are different too. I think.
That's why the culture here, like after you settle down, you got the money to pay your membership. I'll say you go back, and then you are like 26, 25. And then like you put like almost 8-10 years to get to black belt. You're gonna be 33, 34.
Yeah.
Until you get a black belt, you're gonna be good. That's the same way, but you're gonna be older.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot go there and think, okay, you're gonna compete in the adults. You might be doing good, but you're gonna compete with the same guy been training like for 20 years already.
In his youth too. I think people absorb anything, but especially with sports, they absorb it so much when they're teenagers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they become adults. Those are the best.
Yeah, because like as a physically, like you can recover faster, you can train more, you're stronger. So you open up your technique too much, what you can do. Like after 30, 35, you start to limitate, like what your body can do.
Yeah.
Like you have to change your game. Like I change my game a lot.
My game revolves around my injuries.
Yeah, so I try to avoid everything hurts. Okay, I don't go this side, and then you learn. The experience to give you the learning to how to train with that. But when you're young, you don't really care about it. So you just roll, and you hurt today, so you put some ice tomorrow, you'll be good.
Speaking of game, what's your particular favorite game? You have some DVDs out, right?
Yes, I have my DVD. I recorded on the BJJ Fanatics, the Invisible Armbar.
Yeah.
Was
Crucifix armbar.
yes.
Yeah.
It kind of crucifix.
Yeah.
But also when the guy got in turtle position, try to single leg you. Like I developed a system I can see it up the same position from everywhere. I do like from the guard, I do from the second throw, I do from the over under passing, on the guy just got a turtle or the fireman, take it down. Like everywhere you're going, like I could see it up the same submission.
Maybe it's private lesson time after this. We'll cut this interview right now. But so check that out on BJJ Fanatics,
Yeah.
Invisible Armbar.
And then it's funny because like I started to do the tournament, and then nobody knew what's going on. Like what happened? Why he tapped? I say it's armbar, but didn't have a name yet. I say it's armbar, but somebody said I didn't see it. And then we started looking at the video again. Everybody checking the video. Say, man, like, show me. I cannot see it. It's invisible. And they say, okay, it's invisible armbar. And they're like catching up the name.
Once you pay, then you can see it. There you go.
You're gonna feel it, not see it.
Do you do this very often?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do that very often. Like, and gi, no gi, so all the tournaments are like. Now it's hard to do here because my students already know, so they prefer to give me the neck than the arm because they already know again they're gonna get the arm. So.
Yeah, yeah.
But I hit a lot in the tournaments, so it's very efficient. Been working a lot.
What do you prefer? Passing, guard? What's your game that you like besides that invisible armbar?
So my game is like I like the base, the fundamentals. I do a lot of guard. I play a lot of guard. I play a lot on top, and then I believe I have a good base on takedowns as well. But my base, my game is always to work in progress, little by little. I'm not the guy gonna run into the fly arm bar and or crazy foot lock stuff like that to finish the fight in 1 second. So I have I need to have the control of the fight. If I have to pull guard, I'll do it. If I have to take down, I'll do it. But my game is always ending up on top and try to finish from the top. But I like to play guard a lot. Like I do a lot of open guard and work a lot of sweeps. And whenever I sweep, I get on top. Work
You
my
keep
pass.
up with the modern stuff like worm guard, squid guard, all the lapels. You like playing any of that, or you?
Like I know how to play, I work on that, but it's not my game.
Personal game,
Yeah, not my personal game. Like I don't do a lot of that, but I know how they work, and I have a student who does that, but
Yeah.
it's not my game. I try to use my game. My point is like to use my game to kill whatever you do it. No matter what's your game, but I have to my game has to kill your game.
That's good.
Not much like your. I always tell my students like, when you fight, you're gonna play my game. I don't wanna play your game.
Then you're on defense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I play your game, like most likely gonna lose.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have to bring back to my game. Okay, you start playing your game, you can stop backing up. Okay, start from the zero again.
Tempo.
Yeah.
Who controls the pace?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's good too, especially for tournaments that style, controlling it, right, taking position. You score too.
Yes, and then ending up scoring, like making the points, which is like my goal is not making points, but the point system is made by whoever have the control and the work in progress.
Yeah.
And that's how like I use my jiu-jitsu. It's not just for jiu-jitsu tournaments. Like I tell you, I use the same game to compete MMA, to do no gi, so I don't change my game.
You have to
I just adjust the rules. I tell the guys like jiu-jitsu is the same. If you wanna self-defense, fight in the street. If you know MMA, if you're doing no gi, you're doing gi. It's the same thing you've been training, but you're gonna adjust the rules. Like if you're doing no gi, like I fought a lot of super fights. Like how to say, ADCC rules. You know, like heel hooks and fight. I still go in there and catch arm bars. You know, like it's the same game. You know, I fight a lot of like I did IBJJF gi, no gi, you know, like different rules. I fought MMA, and unfortunately I fight in the street.
Yeah.
But everything was the same jiu-jitsu I've been training. It's not something different. It just adjust the rules. You know, something I can do, something I cannot do it.
It's good too, because some people don't pay attention to rules.
Yes.
And sometimes even the coach will be yelling at the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's not legal. It's not, you know. Like,
Yeah, you cannot play the game if you don't know what you can do, what you cannot do.
Yeah.
You know,
It's amazing to see coaches sometimes, though, whether it's AGF or IBJJF, it doesn't matter, but you can see one coach and he's sitting there yelling something and like it's Naga or some other tournament that he's been to. And I'm like, man, you didn't even look at the rules, did you? Like, not even like we don't, AGF personally, we don't have crazy rules, you know. But it's like you gotta at least look at them.
Yeah.
You know?
I personally like, because like you have like a lot of tournaments and a lot of different rules. It's kind of hard to catch up all the rules if you, especially here. I have a lot of students. They compete every tournament. So, and then sometimes I mix it up the rules too, and then some new tournaments have different rules. If I don't know the rules, I not complain about the result as well. I'm not there with the arguing the referee. Say you didn't do that. Like, I don't know the rules. Like, what I can do. You know.
That's the one thing I wish sometimes we had was a unified rule set.
Yes.
You know, but I don't think
it's gonna happen.
No, I have a Facebook message group with a bunch of instructors that give me over like 40-50 students per tournament. You know, it's in different cities, and I say, hey, you know, instead of advantage for a submission, we give a 1 point. You know, but if half those guys say no, we're not going to come to your tournament anymore if you do that, I can't do that. So you know, that's how I feed my family. So I'm able to use my personal feelings about jiu-jitsu a little bit in the rules, but I can't completely go one way because I think I would lose a lot of business. You know,
you cannot change it to like a dramatic change.
But whenever I talk about any of the rules or changes at all in that group, boy, I realize that no one in jiu-jitsu will ever have the same. Yeah, they will never agree 100%. It's crazy, and some guys are like, wow, I didn't know you think like that, you know, or something, you know. And, or someone sometimes maybe fully support a tournament and doesn't even like that tournament.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, why do you go there, you know? And so it's a trip to see how some people would think, you know, you got the sub only, you got the leg lock stuff going real big right now.
Yeah.
And you got people that say the IBJJF crowd, you know, they have that. And I think that it's the fighter, not the rule set sometimes. You know, if someone fights just for the rules, then they're just fighting to win by the rules. They're not really fighting to win by jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's why I say, like, you know, adjust yourself for the rules. You know, like, not change your training.
Yeah.
You know, like, change your technique. Oh, now I have a lot of guys who like came here and say, what jiu-jitsu do? Do you do jiu-jitsu for competition, jiu-jitsu for self-defense? I said, man, I do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So like my jiu-jitsu do everything. I do gi, no give, self-defense, whatever you have to do it. But you gotta think out of the box. You know, like if you find on the street, you gotta defend yourself. You gotta use whatever you have.
Yeah, we're not bearing bowling.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but if you're fighting on the little mat, and you get in trouble, if you get on the mat, the fight's gonna stop. So you gotta use what you have.
Yeah, exactly. And so you've produced some good students. I know. Ben, I've had him ref for me. Him and his wife have ref, you know, and he won Nogi Worlds too, right?
Yeah, he won the Nogi Worlds already twice as a black belt.
Twice, okay. Because I had a bet with Donnie Blue last night. He said he won it 3 times. I thought he won it once.
No, he won twice, but he get I think 1 silver last year.
He lost to Keenan, right?
Huh?
One time he got silver is because he lost to Keenan. Keenan was the guy who beat him in the finals, I thought.
No, he fought against Keenan Gi. Was the Long Beach Open.
Oh, was that Gi? Okay,
yeah,
so I got the tournament.
He was in the final against Keenan, yeah.
So he got 2 golds and a silver.
He got 2 golds, 1 silver, and 2 bronze.
Nice.
On the world black belt, yeah.
You have some other colored belts that are up and coming that are making waves?
Yeah, so I have Anthony just got his black belt. He just started on UFC actually.
Nice.
He got his first fight in UFC.
Yeah, you guys just posted some pictures about that. Crazy with the masks and everything, huh?
And
did he won his first fight?
No, actually he lost.
Yeah.
He didn't. Wasn't a good day, but he's been training a lot. He's gonna come back.
First
So,
fight.
Yeah.
Did he take a quick replacement fight, or was it a normal?
Yeah, it was 7 days notice.
Yeah, but that's okay. I
Yeah.
mean, I have
No,
guys
it's-
who fought in the UFC too, and they sometimes have to scratch the UFC back to get their back scratched.
Yes, now he's about to fight again, so soon he's gonna get a date to go. So he's upcoming. And I have a lot of like other guys. Jason's a black belt here. He won the Panam's black belt master as well, Panam's no gi. Rui Austin, he already won the Panam's no gi as well. So
Nice.
Rui's wife is he won the brown belt world champion adult division, Patricia.
Yeah, she did. I know she's good.
And then she got a second in the world black belt last year. So I got a lot of guys coming up, a lot of good guys. So a bunch of black belts training hard. Like
Yeah. Well, let's do some invisible armbar.
yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
If it's really good, I'm not showing you guys. But I know you got guys coming in, about to start class.
Yeah, about to start class in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the guys coming
But they'll start pouring in and ruin the video.
yeah, for sure.
It was great talking to you, man.
Awesome, man.
I know
Yeah.
we tried doing the Zoom video, and then
Yeah.
I moved to Florida, so I had this scheduled a while ago. But always respected your jiu-jitsu and the business. You guys do great
For
here in
sure.
San
Yeah,
Antonio.
you're always welcome, man. You're always anytime.
Appreciate it.
Come back to Texas, come over.
I'm gonna have to also go visit the guys in Florida.
Yeah,
So before I leave, I'll
Let me
friend
know,
them,
let me
friend
know,
them
yeah.
on Facebook or
for
something.
sure.
All right. Any sponsors, website, Instagram, anything you want to shout out before we close it?
Just check it out, the BTTSA. So
Cool. Sounds
you
good.
come over and train.
Yep.
Get your gi, get your no gi. Just come over.
Maybe some gloves.
There's some gloves, whatever you need.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Awesome.